Hello, high school basketball fans, and welcome to Botkins Athletic Center, where it's Botkins High School and the Russia Raiders in Shelby County Athletic League action. My name is Dave Bowen. It is my pleasure to be your play-by-play announcer, and playing with the colors, giving you all the commentary and filling in all the shades will be Josiah Stober. Josiah, we've got Russia, who is 19-0. They've won the Shelby County Athletic League, and Botkins, who at 14-4 would love nothing more than to put a blemish on that record for Russia tonight.
Yeah, absolutely tonight. And, you know, this Shelby County Athletic League, as you said, it's tight at the top typically. You know, between them, Jackson Center, Russia, these teams, they just want to beat each other every single time they come, and they get to see each other twice a year. So tonight, as you said, that 19-0 record, you're always going to get the team's best shot, and we're expecting that from Botkins tonight.
Absolutely. Russia has wrapped up the championship in the SCAL at 10-0. Botkins is in second at 7-3. Let's talk about these Russia Raiders under the leadership of head coach Spencer Cordonier, who is in his 6th year, 126-25 overall, and that's 2 3-year spans, 2015 to 2018 and 2022 to 2025. Josiah, what's it going to take for the Raiders to continue having an outstanding season with a win tonight?
Yeah, well, one of the most surprising things you may hear is consistency. You know, when you're 19-0, you would think, you know what, they put a lot of games together, but you know, coach here is going, hey, we got to put 4 quarters together every single night and build on that consistency, and that's one of the keys tonight for them. Secondly, balanced scoring. You know, 4 players for this Russia Raiders team that score in double digits. You know, they want to continue to see that team just continue to be balanced on the offensive side. You know, and defensively, you know, you can't say you don't lose a whole lot of games when you haven't given up 50 points or more all season. So they want to continue that streak tonight, limit this Botkins attack.
Yes, the Russia Raiders, led by Braylon Cordonier, the coach's son, at 15.1 points per game, and they only give up, on average, 36 points per game defensively. The Botkins Trojans, led by Phil Groves in his 4th year, 72-24 overall. With the boys, 43-29 as a former girls head coach. Sort of ironic. Both head coaches have been leaders on the girls' side as well. A 115-53 overall record. The Botkins Trojans, as we said, 14-4, 7-3 in league action. They are 7-1 at home. A tough place to come in here and play. What's going to take for Botkins to get a W?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you said, they want to get a win, especially on this home court. With some keys tonight, they have to defend and rebound for 32 minutes. They can't give up any extra possessions to this Raiders offense because they will capitalize on it. Secondly, you know, prevent those transition and second chance opportunities. You know, this Russia team wants to get out and run. Haven't done it at all, or as much this year probably as they would like to, but they got to shut down, make sure they take good shots, don't allow any turnovers to force them into hard transition opportunities there. And finally, they got to take care of the basketball. As I said, they can't turn the ball over. They got to get good shots. They can't have a whole lot of empty possessions tonight.
This Botkins Trojan squad, they only give up 44 points per game, so 2 defensive-minded teams going to come into play tonight. Colin Dosek leads the way at 14.2 points per game. All 10 starters tonight, Josiah, over 6 feet tall. So it's a battle of bigs out front and underneath. We'll be back with the starting lineups and tip-off. You're watching SCAL action on WOSN. Welcome back to Botkins High School, the Botkins Athletic Center. As we heard from the PA announcer, this is actually called the Coliseum, Josiah, because we have the Trojans.
That makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for Russia, they start 5 seniors. Dominique Francis is a 6'6" senior forward. He averages 10.7 points per game. Zeb Schultze is a 6'2" senior forward at 3 points per game. Vince Borchers, your point guard, number 22, a 6'2" senior guard. Benjamin York, 6'5" senior forward, averages 10.4 points per game. And the leading scorer, number 24, Braylon Cordonier, a 6'4" senior forward, averages 15 points per game. Botkins, they start 3 seniors, 1 junior and 1 sophomore. They start number 1, 6' senior and leading scorer Colin Dosick, who averages 14.2 points per game. 6' sophomore, number 2, Eli Pitts. And number 23, a 6'2" senior forward, Noah Top, averages 7 points per game. James Steinke, number 24, 6'3" junior forward, averages 6.2 per game. And number 42, Colton Plyman, averages 5.4 points per game, a 6'4" senior post player. Again, for Rucci, it's Dosick, Pitts, Top, Steinke, and Plyman. Or, excuse me, for Botkins. For Rucci, it's Francis, Schultze, Borchers, York, and Cordonier. It's loud and they're proud here at Botkins. Josiah ready to get going for this one.
Yeah, exciting. You can tell the student section all dressed very nicely this evening for this game, so they're ready to go. You can tell they're getting up and down in the stands, and we're ready to go.
Our officials are Kenneth Krebs, Jim Mickelson, and Sean Wiley. The tip is up. Rucci has control, and it's Borchers with the basketball. Gets to the elbow, kicks it out, and that's Benjamin York with it. Takes it to the middle of the floor, and Botkins opens up in man-to-man, and there's a nice jumper by Zeb Schultze. 1 shot, 1 bucket. Rucci up 2-0 here in the early going.
Yeah, we saw just Rucci run their offense there, find Schultze. He got his man caught up in a screen there and just pulls up at the free throw line, knocks down the 2.
Botkins with the basketball. Colin Dosick has it right now, kicks it over to Noah Top into Plyman. Plyman at the elbow, going to work, spins. Going to go up over the defense. There's the block by Francis Rucci in transition. They get it out. They're going to the hole, and there's Borchers. He goes coast to coast, LA to Boston. Vince Borchers, second leading scorer, 12.6. Right back comes Botkins, and it's a three-pointer for Noah Top. Our three-point sponsors, Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonettaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta.
Well, and that's the answer Botkins needed there, as it looked like Rucci was just running away a little bit here early. I know it's only 4 points, but getting to the shots they wanted early, but Botkins, Noah Tops knocked down that big 3, and it's a turnover by Rucci.
Borchers gets in deep, but he passes it to a teammate, goes off his hands, and you're right, that's the first turnover in the game, and it goes on the side of the Raiders. Botkins with the basketball, down a point, 6.5 here in quarter number 1. Colin Dosick, point guard, leading scorer, man-to-man by Rucci, loses the handles but gets it back. And nice job there by Botkins to maintain possession. Pitts gets to the elbow, spins into the paint, kicks it back out. Botkins really trying to find some one-on-one driving lines here, Josiah.
Yeah, as we see Botkins really taking their time here, and kind of a smart idea just to keep the ball out of the hands of this potent Rucci Raiders offense, and so far they're taking their good time, not rushing anything as they're looking to attack, and a good take there, but another block.
Another block, the second one by Schultz. That was Francis with that one. That's his second. There's a three-pointer by Schultze. Doesn't go, and we've got a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, good box out there by Plyman, not allowing Francis to get his hands. Now, Francis got some length on Plyman, but if you're Botkins, we talked about this, they have to rebound as a team. Got to box out this team, so not allow them to get any extra opportunities, and ball goes back to the Trojans.
First foul in the ball game goes to Dominic Francis for Rucci. Plyman with the ball at the elbow. Again, sticky man-to-man, physical, but Plyman up fakes, and he kisses that one off the window, and it's a 5-4 Botkins advantage.
Well, Plyman just being patient there, knowing that Francis just picked up his first foul. He doesn't want to pick up his second. Go strong, and there's Dosick.
Nice job getting his hand in the passing lane, and it's a live ball turnover and 2 points for Dosick. 7-4 for Botkins here in the early going. Good start for the Trojans. Again, these two teams played back in December. It was a 3-point game at the end of the third quarter. Ended up being a final with Russia winning by 18. Actually 19. It was a 57-38 final back on December 10th. Going to be a blob, baseline out of bounds for the Raiders. Going to line up 4 along the baseline, see if they can make some money. And right away on the inbound in the game, Jackson Grogine, and he takes a shot right away because he's not guarded, but Russia steps on the baseline on the offensive rebound. It goes back to Botkins.
And Russia's continuing that full court pressure, not really trapping or anything, just making it difficult on Dosek, and an open 3 there.
That's James Steinke with the left hand behind the arc, doesn't go. Here comes Russia in transition. Borchers has it taken away by Dosek. Dosek looking to get into the paint, kicks it out to Pitts. Pitts looks to get to the window. He kicks it out as well. Again, dribble drive offense by Botkins, putting pressure on this man-to-man by Russia. Pitts looking to get in, kicks it out to Noah Top. From distance, doesn't go. Cordonier with the rebound. Looks to head coach and father, Spencer Cordonier. And Russia gets into the half-court set. Passes it over to Borchers, looks to go to Cordonier, guarded by Plyman, down on the block. Double team comes over, nice give. Overcooks it, does Borchers, and here comes Botkins. They get the 50-50 ball. What you got to do when you're the underdog?
Yeah, if you're Botkins, got to take care of the ball. Almost threw it away, but as we see Botkins trying to slow the pace down here a little bit. It's almost twice in that possession, lost possession, but they're able to get it. And
yeah,
and
little helter-skelter,
yeah.
but they might get something out of this as Dosek kicks it out. The 3 ball from Steinke doesn't go. One and done for Botkins. Russia again in transition. Botkins doing a nice job. They've got 2 guys going back defensively to make sure they don't give up anything easy. Russia's going to have to execute in the half court. Borchers, strong as a guard in there, gets in the paint. Grogine with the ball. He looks to go into the paint. Good defense by Botkins. York gets to the paint, gets to the bucket with the point, the 2-pointer, and a timeout by Coach Cordonier. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:40 in quarter number 1. Shelby County Athletic League, Botkins 7, Russia 6. We want to thank our timeout sponsor. Our timeout sponsor is Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. Our timeout sponsor, Cook & Son Plumbing. The Botkins student section tonight, Josiah, it's ESPN or Dress to Impress.
Yep.
And right now, this Botkins team, they're impressing with the way they are playing. Really scrappy at both ends of the floor here in the first quarter.
Yeah, really forcing 3 turnovers early on this Russia offense. You know, Russia, as we see, starts to pick up that pressure. It was just some man-to-man. Now they trapped a little bit, but Colin Dosek able to come out of that pressure. Botkins, as you said, though, taking their time, not trying to force anything here.
Will Monin now in the game for Botkins, and that's going to be Eli Pitts on the right side for 3. Doesn't go. Yeah, Botkins isn't, they're just trying to get a great look. You got to give some credit to Russia's defense. And right there, they do a nice job getting it inside. Dominique Francis unable to score from point-blank range. Botkins in transition.
Yeah, if you're Russia, you want to use that size advantage. Probably has a good 4 or 5 inches on his defender, just unable to finish on that lob. And if you're Botkins here, take your time, see if you can get Dosek. Hasn't really got a whole lot of opportunities here. Their leading scorer.
You're right, but when the ball is in his hands, everything seems to settle down. There's a shot by Pitts, doesn't go. Cordonier with the basketball for Russia on the right side. Kicks it over to York. He's going to take the uncontested 3, doesn't go. Dosek with the board. In transition, 2-on-1 for Botkins. And his teammate, number 21 right there, Mana, didn't come to the basket, but he gets it, gets a shot off, doesn't go. Botkins with the loose ball.
Yeah, it looked like Dosek was expecting Monin to just run to the rim, but he was setting up for the three, but the ball comes back up. Bad turnover there.
Transition basketball, and Borchers gets the bucket. Thought he was fouled, no call. Russia back up on top by 1. 1 minute remaining in quarter number 1. There's that live ball turnover.
Yep.
Russia takes advantage of it. Dosek with the basketball, kicks it across. York gets a hand on it. Back to Dosek with the three. Doesn't go, goes over the top. But Colin Dosek, a 2-year starter, first team Shelby County Athletic League, honorable mention All-Ohio, had 11 points and 12 boards against Jackson Center last Friday night. You can see when the ball's in his hands, the rest of his team seems to get a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely their ball handler, the one that makes their offense go. And, you know, really that first look, you don't say it's wide open, but a good look for him. Just wasn't able to knock it down that last possession.
40 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Cordonier kicks it over to Borchers, gets a double flare screen. Nothing going right there. Now in the game, Tucker Hulskamp for Botkins. Grosjean with the basketball. Coach Cordonier calling out the set. I think he's going to go and settle for the last shot of the quarter now. Pushing everybody down low, 1-4 low set with Borchers. Borchers is so strong for a point guard. Hard to take the ball away. He's going to go against Dosek. He's going to get to the window, and he's going to score the basketball. Give him 6 points in quarter number 1, and that's going to wrap things up for the quarter. After 1, Russia 10, Botkins 7. It's high school basketball, and you're watching it on WOSN. We want to thank tonight's scoreboard sponsor. It's Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. We want to thank our free throw sponsor. We haven't had a free throw yet, but our free throw sponsor is Al's Woody's Diner. Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak is Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. These two teams, they have a lot of tradition. Russia has been to the state tournament the last 2 years, fell to Richmond Heights in the Final Four. Over the last 3 years up to this point, their record is 71-6, and Botkins state champions in 2021. We're going to start the second quarter with Botkins having the possession. Eli Pitts with the ball out front, goes over to Monin on the left side. Botkins running an offense where Plyman sets some screens, works some things at the free throw line to give the driving lanes, make them possible. And there goes Plyman with the drive, and Dominic Francis with the block, but Botkins maintains possession. Plyman looking to attack again. Here comes Tucker Hulskamp, and he's blocked. So 2 blocks in a row. I think that's 4 blocks in the game thus far by Russia, and there's Borchers again. Kicks it out to Schultze. He doesn't take the three. Cordonier looking to spin to the 10. Nice interior defense by Botkins. Borchers again. Doubled, and he steps out of bounds. So another turnover, the 5th on Russia. And do you have some first quarter numbers there, Josiah?
Yes, we look at the shooting for the home team for Botkins. They were 3 for 11, so 27% there in that first half. 1 for 7 from the three. The only 3 of the night has been from Botkins. So we look at Russia. They were 5 for 7 as a turnover here comes. It'll be an easy one for Borchers.
Borchers with his 7th and 8th point of the first half. First bucket of the second quarter. Plyman with the ball inside, and he goes to work, does a nice job of, again, being under control and using his body to put it between the ball and the defender. Gets the bucket, cuts the lead back to 3 for Russia.
Yeah, and it was a good pass by his teammate to find him underneath there and use that rim kind of as that that protection there, and he goes up, and a big bucket for Botkins as they went scoreless for a couple minutes.
There's a shot by Francis, doesn't go, gets his own rebound, sticks it back in. Second chance opportunity, and Dominic Francis picks up his first bucket of the game. Colin Dosick with the basketball. Again, a 5-out look for Botkins. Kleiman will work the block a little bit, but he'll come up to the free throw line very easily as well. Noah Top with the basketball to Dosick. Back to Top. Again, sticky man-to-man by Russia. What do they say? Defense travels, right? As the third turnover results for Botkins. Russia not having a whole lot of opportunities at the offensive end, but defensively they are tough. Botkins having to earn everything.
Yeah, they don't do anything, not a whole lot of trapping, trying to force the tempo. They just sit down and play solid defense, man-to-man, help their teammates if they need to, forcing another turnover on the Trojans.
And there's an unforced turnover with the travel by Benjamin York, but you're right. When you have everybody over 6 foot tall, it's like a wall down there defensively. It's Coach Cordonier defensively saying, I want you on that wall. I need you on that wall. Be strong, be solid. Now they do bring in Jackson Grosjean at 5'9", but again, when you still have 4 guys above 6 foot, you're still pretty big out there.
Well, and they're expected to defend in this program, and they've done it for so many years. Just sit down, be solid, continue to do your job, and they do it so well.
Top with the basketball, finds Kleiman again, goes right up, gets his own board, stays with it. Colton Kleiman picks up his 5th and 6th point of the first half, 6 of the 11 for Botkins. Cordonier looking to get to the rack. He does, goes with the left hand, and he picks up his first bucket of the game. Cannot allow penetration either way. Botkins looking to drive. Russia just does it with a more physical presence. The defense might be there, but if you're not in complete position with your sternum going into the Russia offensive player's chest or his shoulder, you are not going to win that battle. There's a turnover on Botkins due to that defense displayed by Russia. In transition, Francis, and we've got a travel. Little too much spinning while he's trying to get to the 10. And again, you got to give Botkins credit to getting back defensively.
Absolutely, not allowing those easy buckets or quickly in transition, but we'll have another timeout here called by Botkins.
We'll take a timeout as well. 16-11, Russia on WOSN. Our timeout sponsors, Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. Our PA announcer announced at the beginning of the game, this is the 182nd meeting between these two schools. I know you weren't there at the beginning, but
I was not.
Some people might claim that I was. But I do know that since 2005, Russia has a 32-9 advantage. Russia has won the last 6 in a row. Botkins won the previous 6. The last win for Botkins was in the district semi in 2022, 60-36. Botkins with the basketball. Coach Groves takes the timeout, doesn't get anything out of it as another turnover against the Trojans. That's 5 turnovers for them. Borchers goes to Francis, swings it over to York. York looking for the 3 ball, goes into Francis. Francis and York very similar players, but Plyman, good defense right there.
Yeah, Plyman just stood tall, didn't allow Francis to get to that left shoulder like he likes, and he gets a good rebound and a big shot. A little off, but a good rebound.
Yes, nicely done by Top off the Plyman miss. Dosick with the 3 ball look, doesn't go. Dosick shoots 36% behind the arc, has not been able to connect tonight. They need him to find range out there to help them stay in this, if not win this game.
Well, he talked about that length of the defense. He's got to shoot a little bit quicker against these long guards that the Raiders have, and you see the hair. Sometimes it's a little bit out of motion, but a good take there by York.
York with his third and fourth point of the contest gets to the basket. Russia constantly looking to penetrate and find their way to the basket, and they're finding success, 7-point lead. But you're right, Russia, their defense with this length, it just takes you out of your comfort zone just a little bit, and as a result, makes everything a little bit challenging. But right there, James Steinke picks up his first bucket. He makes a deposit because the bank is open, Josiah.
Still open here in Botkins at 7:50 at night, but yeah, big bucket there though to cut into this lead.
Francis again off the pass from Borchers gets the bucket. And now we've got some scoring going on here in the latter half of the second quarter. 20-13. Botkins getting into their offense, swinging the ball side to side against this tall and physical Russia defense. Inside-out action, that's the kind of pass that'll get it going for you as Colin Dosick picks up the three-pointer. Again, Wapakoneta Ford, our three-point sponsor.
Well, I like that they got the ball inside first to Plyman. You saw him, he got his eyes up right away, found Dosick wide open, knocks down the big three.
And they're gonna get the charge right there on Dominic Francis. That's his second personal foul, and it's a turnover as a result on the player control. Botkins with the ball, down 4, minute 38 left in our second quarter. Trying to establish some momentum going into halftime, Josiah.
Yeah, this could be a big opportunity here. Can they cut this to a 2, maybe 1 point game here? A minute 38, big possession here. See if they can maintain some of this momentum here in the last couple possessions.
James Steinke with the basketball, the left-hander, knocked away by York, gets it back. Steinke kicks it over to Hulskamp. In the game, Corey Koenig takes the three, doesn't go, and we're gonna have a push and a foul on Botkins. Corey Koenig seeing his first action of the game, gets a good look, doesn't go. So with a minute 16, Russia gets it back. Just an outstanding ball game. Dave Bowen, Josiah Stober, excited to be bringing it to you on WOSN. Borchers takes it across the timeline, goes to Grosjean. Doesn't use the screen. York with the basketball. Borchers.
We see kind of a chess game here. Botkins has almost went small here in this last minute and a half with Francis off the floor. They decided to bring in some of their smaller guards and try to match up with these Russia guards, but a great pass.
Yeah, great pass from Borchers to Cordonier. And Cordonier picks up his second field goal in the second quarter. He has 4 points. Nice ball movement. Good defense, just better offense right there.
Well, once again, get the ball into the paint there and then look up, and we saw that on both sides. Botkins done that. Russia did that on that last possession. When you get the ball inside, everybody collapses, and then you can find that open person. They did that.
Three ball doesn't go for Mon, and less than 10. Russia in transition, and they're going to get the charge. Cooper Unverfurth in the game for Botkins since the last whistle. He takes the charge. That's going to go on Borchers. That's his first, just the team's second, 4.8. See if Botkins can dent into this 6-point lead by Russia. They're looking to run their end of quarter full court set. Dosick with the basketball, crosses the timeline. Borchers is going to get a look, doesn't go. And with 2 in the books, it's Russia 22, Botkins 16. We'll be back to discuss halftime stats and adjustments. It's Shelby County Athletic League basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to the Botkins Athletic Center, the Coliseum. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Botkins 22-16. The leading scorer in that first half for Russia with 8 points is Vince Borchers. And Josiah, a lot about Russia has been about attacking the basket.
Yeah, being physical. You know, a team not shooting well tonight from beyond the arc, 0 for 4, but they've had a lot of success attacking the rim. They're 11 for 15 from the 2, and a lot of those have come either on a drive or a post-up, so they just continue to attack this Botkins defense.
And for Botkins, the leading scorer is Colton Plyman with 6 points. What do the numbers say for the Trojans in the first half?
Yeah, well, you know, Botkins 2 for 12 from beyond the arc, you know, but 5 for 8 when they've attacked the rim, gotten the ball into Colton Plyman. As you said, 6 points. He's done a little bit of everything for him. Gotten the ball, made a couple good post moves, but also has distributed the ball once he's caught the ball in that post. But Colin Dosek, only 5 points there in that first half. Looked like he got some more open opportunities in that second quarter. Can they find ways to get him some more open shots?
So if you're the Russia Raiders and Coach Spencer Cordonier, what was the focus of halftime? What do you want to bring in to the third quarter?
Yeah, well, I think you got to take care of the ball. You know, they had 9 turnovers there in that first half, which is not something that they're used to, is turning the ball over a whole lot this year. They take care of the ball. They attack the rim. As you said, 11 for 15 from inside the arc. So if they can take care of the ball, get good shots, the good things are going to happen.
You're right. They averaged 9 turnovers for an entire game. They had that in the first half here this evening. And if you are Coach Phil Groves in Botkins, what was your theme of halftime, and what do you want to take into this second half?
Yeah, well, I think if you're Botkins, you're probably happy with that first half. You know, don't turn the ball over. We can't just start throwing the ball around, giving this Russia team these easy buckets. You know, and I think they did a good job. Only 5 turnovers there in that first half. You know, can they be aggressive but take good shots? Don't turn the ball over in bad areas, you know, but see if they can set some more screens up. I'd love to see Dosek come off a couple more screens and get a couple more shots.
They've had some looks from behind the arc. As you said, they were 2 for 12 from distance. They improved that percentage, and they can put themselves in position down the stretch to make this one a real good finale between these two Shelby County Athletic League teams. Again, Russia 19-0, Botkins 14-4. Russia has won the conference. Both these teams looking to get better and have somewhat bragging rights in league play. Trying to get to 1-1 in league play is Botkins. Russia trying to take the series. There's a steal right away off the first possession. Another turnover for Russia and a bucket for Noah Top. He has 5 now in today's contest.
Oh, great sign there for Botkins to start this second half. If you can get some easy buckets to cut into this lead where you don't have to run a whole lot of offense against this good defense, you're going to like your chances.
Cordonier kicks it out to York. Back to Cordonier. He's got a wide open look from 3, and it is nothing but cotton for Braylon Cordonier. That is a Wapakoneta Ford 3-pointer. Botkins with the basketball. Plyman at the elbow. Both teams coming out with some really good offensive movement, and that's going to be a charge. James Steinke tried to find his way to the basket, but I believe that was Vince Borchers that took that charge, or was
that
it?
Was Cordonier.
Cordonier.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
Cordonier.
he took the brunt of that shoulder.
Yep, he's down there making sure he's got all the pieces in the right place, so you're right. That was Braylon Cordonier, but a great charge taken by Cordonier, and a 7-point lead for Russia. First foul of the second half. We did not shoot a free throw in the first half. Somewhat uncommon. Sometimes you might have one team not shoot free throws, but neither team went to the Al's Woody's Diner free throw line in the first half. York getting to the basket, and a nice block by James Steinke. Russia will maintain possession. Baseline out of bounds, And Coach Cordonier, he's going to take a timeout. We will take one as well. 25-18 Russia. It's all on WOSN. Our free throw sponsor tonight is Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. It's Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Again, sort of an anomaly.
Yep.
Neither team has shot a free throw here thus far.
Yeah, we're still at that point where, neither team's really in foul trouble. Dominic Francis, the only one, I believe, with 2 fouls for this Russia Raiders team. So, we talk about the physicality of both of these teams, but they're playing clean. The officials are allowing them to play. I think the most fouls have been called on offensive fouls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, both teams, they're chesting out. They're keeping their hands from reaching in and grabbing at arms. And we see it right there as Cordonier penetrates. Botkins rotates. A 3-ball look for York. Doesn't go. Offensive board. That is Borchers, and couldn't find a teammate, so he went to the basket himself. Kisses it off the window. Russia up 9 here to start the third quarter. You talk about the first 4 minutes of the game, the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and thus far, Russia has extended their lead by 3. Plyman blocked, Russia in transition. Borchers looking to get as deep as he can. Goes to York behind the arc. And that is Cordonier with the basketball now. And there's Francis inside. Little discombobulated, gets the ball back, takes the short jumper, doesn't go. Botkins with the board, and that's Noah Top. One and done for Russia.
Yeah, Noah Top doing a good job of getting on that backside for the defensive rebound. And looked like there was a Russia player wide open there, but the guy's body on him and a good box out, but a big possession as they turn the ball over here. Botkins does. Russia on the run.
Tried to go with the back door to Top, and Cordonier in transition. He's going to get the ball and clean it up, and now Coach Groves is going to take a timeout as Russia goes up 11. Timeout on the floor, and we'll take one as well. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Our timeout sponsor is Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. We'd like to encourage you to tune in to the WOSN 3 Wise Men podcast. Join Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday, and Nate Garlock each week as they break down local football matchups, local basketball matchups, talk high school basketball, and discuss other sports throughout Ohio as well. Those 3 guys do a great job. I don't know about the word wise with them as far as wise men, Josiah. But
there's some years in there of wisdom, I think. There's a couple years in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Mark Shine will come in, and he'll be a sub, and I've subbed myself as well, and it's a great podcast. They just had on Coach Kevin Sensabaugh and Will and Owen Sensabaugh, a great podcast with them. Look it up on your favorite social media and tune in to the WOSN 3 Wise Men broadcast. Botkins with the basketball. Dosick, they need to find him some looks here, and he turns it over off the deflection. Here comes York in transition. Russia looking to blow this thing open, but they're going to turn it over. I like the thought, side to side, but that's not as easy a pass as you might think it is.
No, absolutely not. That cross court past a couple bodies had to get it over top of, and he was a little frustrated, you could tell, on that pass because he knew he was open, just wasn't able to connect with him.
So Botkins avoids Russia extending the lead. They've got to cut into this right now. Coach Groves takes that timeout, a well-spent timeout, in my opinion. And they go into Plyman, who had a good first half. He kicks it out. A good open look from the wing by Tucker Hulskamp, and he drills it. That's a Wapakoneta Ford 3-pointer. That's just what the doctor ordered if you're Botkins.
Well, once again, they got the ball inside the Plyman. He makes a move and got rid of the ball before he traveled there. But he's been able to distribute from that post position. Finds Hulskamp, and he knocks down the big 3 to cut it deep.
Ruschi with the penetration again. Nice handiwork there. It goes from Schulze to York as York picks up his first bucket of the third quarter, pushes it back to a 10-point lead. Dosick with the call out top. Good defense right here by Ruschi. Plyman looked at, or excuse me, that was Hulskamp. Yes, now Plyman has it. Looking to go to work. And that shot goes awry for top. Ruschi with the board and in transition. Cordonier sets his feet and it's short. And there's Hulskamp, but it goes off of him. A nice deflection by Schulze. And as a result, Ruschi's going to maintain possession.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Hulskamp. Didn't go at the ball with two hands. Tried to kind of quickly grab with one, and the quick hands by the Ruschi Raider knocks it off his foot, and the ball goes back to Ruschi.
Screen up top for York. Over to Cordonier. Borchers with the basketball. Swings it over. Gorgine in the game at the top. Good ball movement by Ruschi. All five guys moving. Swing it over to the right side. Borchers back with the basketball. Gets to the elbow. Back cut. And it's deflected. That's a nice defensive possession by Botkins.
Yeah, good help side on multiple times there off of those ball screens. We're able to shut it down. Then the recovery with his hands up made it difficult, and ball goes off the Raiders back to the Botkins.
Ruschi had a 3-point lead after one, 10-7, 6-point lead at halftime, 22-16. They have a 10-point lead right now, just sort of leaking away. Botkins, they got to have some efficiency on offense and stops on defense here in the latter half of the third quarter. Monin in the game, kicks it out. Dosick with the shot, doesn't go. Had a good look. Borchers with the ball out top for Ruschi. Gets to the free throw line and throws it up, and Benjamin York finishes it off. The 6'5" senior give the assist to Vince Borchers.
Yeah, Borchers, what a pass. Finding his teammate cutting. Doesn't even come down with it, goes straight up and extends this lead now to 12.
Yeah, Vince Borchers very involved with the offense. He has 10 points on the night, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Let's keep it right here with this one. As we said, Vince Borcher, 10 points on the night and several assists, and a good timeout right now by Botkins because they're in Kenny Loggins land right now. They're in the danger zone.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they got to find some ways to get some offensive going here. They hit that big three by Hulskamp, but then Ruschi just responds. And you got to say something, too. This is a very senior-heavy team, maybe the most senior-heavy team around in the area with the number of seniors they have on this team, but it just seems they don't get rattled.
Exactly. They're an old team, you know. It's like the Ohio State Buckeyes football team. They talked about how all those guys coming back made them so much of a threat, more of a threat, and obviously they won the national championship. But 11 seniors, that's almost unheard of, Josiah, and you've got to give a lot of credit to Coach Cordonier because you got that psychology happening there too. It's hard to keep 11 seniors happy.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, they just, you know, they don't play fast, but they just play smart. You know, you can tell, you know, they played a lot of basketball together. So that even that last pass, that little lob pass, he knew he was going to be there.
Exactly.
He's played with them so much.
It's almost like you're saying they've got 1 foot on the old man Sundays league floor, you know. But not quite. They're not ready for that. They've got a lot more goals they want to achieve before that happens. Botkins with the basketball. Monin with the three-ball look doesn't go. There's Dosick with the rebound. Goes inside with the trees. They block it away. Cordonier with the block, but Botkins keeps it. There's an open look for top. It doesn't go, and Ruschi has the basketball. York gets it to Cordonier, and again, a big possession right there that Botkins comes up empty on.
Yeah, got a couple of shots, which you got to be happy about that. Just unable to knock him down, and a rare, what we call a foul happened.
Yeah, that's going to be on Tucker Hulskamp, and that's his first. I only have 4 fouls in the whole game. can't be many more than that because, again, we've made the observation we have not had a free throw shot tonight. Again, we want to thank Al's Woody's Diner for being our free throw sponsor. Just because we're not shooting them doesn't mean you can't go to Al's Woody's Diner to eat in Wapak. So here comes Russia. Up 12. Grosjean might have got away with the travel. And there's a nice tip by Dosick. See if he can get an easy one here, maybe get himself started. Dosick with the bucket. That's his 6th and 7th point of the game. Back to a 10-point deficit for Botkins.
Yeah, just determination there by Colin Dosick. Knocks that ball, almost had to fight through a couple bodies to go get it, and was able to run it down and make the 2 and make this a 10-point game. Got to get a stop here, get some momentum here going into the 4th quarter.
You're right, great stick-to-itiveness by Dosick, but there's Borchers again. He cradles it and he gets to the glass. Just, again, that strength. It's not super fast, but it's super tough.
Yeah, they're just strong, and you can tell those takes to the rim, just covers the ball up almost like a running back, and then explodes up and finishes out, makes it 12 as we got another turnover here.
Francis with the steal. York with the basketball. Jump stops, a little out of control there, couldn't get his body in tune with his feet. Kicks it hard off the window. Botkins gets the basketball back. They'll go with the last shot here of the 3rd quarter, down 12. Dosick brings it out. Look for him to get things started here at about 10. Plyman sets a screen. Dosick refuses it, goes high, up and over. Colin Dosick with his 2nd field goal of the 3rd quarter. Cordonier with the last shot. Doesn't go, and after 3, Russia 35, Botkins 25, SCL-AL action on WOSN. Our 3-point sponsor tonight is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Russia, they've got this big contest here tonight in league action versus Botkins. They wrap things up next week at home with Fort Laramie on Friday and Marion Local on Saturday. Botkins, they play Shawnee, Lima Shawnee tomorrow night right here at Botkins, and then they're at Houston on Friday, and they wrap things up with New Knoxville on Saturday. Josiah, what do our 3rd quarter numbers tell us?
Yeah, for Russia, they shot 50% in that 3rd quarter, 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. The only 3 they've made on the night, 5 for 8 for 2. When we look at Botkins, they were 4 for 10. They were 1 for 4 also from beyond the arc, and Dosick gets to the rim, just unable to finish there.
Yeah, he gets to the window, but again, the height of Russia affects his shot. Borchers gets deep, and then Cordonier is the recipient of the pass. He draws contact, and guess what, Josiah? We're going to see our first free throws tonight with 7:41 left in the 4th.
The 4th quarter, finally, but once again, thanks Al's Woody's Diner in Walpock. It's Walpock's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111.
Cordonier makes good on the first one. He is the leading free throw shooter for Russia at 76%. And we're not complaining. It's been clean, as you mentioned earlier. It's been a clean game. Both teams have played hard. They've played smart. They've been physical with their bodies, but not by reaching in and getting those fouls called.
No, it hasn't been bad basketball at all. It's been just physical, my style of basketball.
There
I like when
go.
the officials just let them play a little bit, but they're playing smart, and both teams have done that so far tonight.
Steinke with the basketball. Double team. Plyman with the ball in the block. He's been very effective both with the shot and the pass in there. Cordonier physical with him. Gets his own rebound, sticks it back in. Colton Plyman, you got to give him the stick-to-itiveness award on that particular play.
Yeah, he's only coming in averaging 5.4 points per game, has 8 here for Botkins, and Russia's had a hard time defending him down low.
Good decision by Botkins to get the ball down to Plyman. Russia with the basketball, Cordonier with the ball down low. Schulze thinks about the shot, kicks it back out. York with it up top. Grosjean in off the bench. He's a water bug for this Russia team. He gets to the middle of the paint, draws contact, draws the foul.
Now, do you consider that a plethora of fouls have been called here? 2 fouls in the last minute here?
I like your vocabulary. Noah Top with the personal. That's his first. Team second for Botkins here in quarter number 4. Cordonier finds the seam against that 2-3 zone. They're going to call the foul on the floor. We're not shooting free throws. That's before the shot, says the referee. Now it's been well officiated by this crew. And again, we're always looking for folks to join the ranks of the black and white shirts. Officials are always needed and appreciated in high school sports. Shot doesn't go for Russia. They get the offensive board. Cordonier looking to go to work. Plyman walls up, and that ball's loose. And there is Vince Borchers again. He gets the basket and gives him 13 and 14 point, his 13th and 14th point on the night. Dosick picks it up, finds Pitts, excuse me. Eli Pitts looking to go to his left. Steinke looking to find a seam. Cordonier walls up, knocks it down, so Steinke gets his dribble back. It's getting more physical now, and Dominic Francis is going to pick up his third personal.
I think they call stepped out of bounds.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds before the reach. Okay. Missed that one. Way to be Johnny on the spot. That's why you were playing with the Crayolas, Josiah. Great job doing color commentary as always. 12-point advantage for Russia. And when does Botkins say, okay, we got to change our game plan a little bit, maybe start double teaming a little bit? It's just that Russia can take advantage of you so easily.
Yeah, and they're okay running their sets here. And if you're Botkins, like you said, it's getting to that point where you're going to have to maybe trap a little bit. Maybe these ball screens, can you force the tempo a little bit? Maybe force a turnover here. Botkins staying in that pressure, but it's a quick take. And
yeah, Borchers gets to the rim, unable to come up with the bucket, but there's Cordonier with another offensive rebound. There's your double team. And Coach Cordonier is going to take a full timeout. And with the Trojans down 12, we'll take one as well. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's, locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Timeouts taken. One of the themes, or one of your keys tonight, Josiah, for Russia was 4 quarters of consistency. We're in the 4th quarter now. How do you feel Coach Cordonier feels about that in tonight's game?
yeah, well, I think he's going to be happy with his guys. I think some of their decision-making, some of these turnovers that they've had, something they got to clean up a little bit. But, overall, each quarter, a couple more points, and you don't seem like it's, they're blowing the team out, but they're just those little increments over and over that they just do well, that now they have this 12-point lead.
Yes, they won the first and second quarter each by 3 to have a 6-point halftime lead, and then they won the third quarter by 4. And they go with a set play with Cordonier down on the block, kicks it out to Grosjean. He doesn't get it. Plyman with the board. Here comes Botkins. They need to get a good look early in the possession, and they need to convert. Dosick kicks it over to Top. Top finds Plyman open inside, and he finishes like he has all night long. He's got 10 points. He's playing a little Lionel Richie. He's been good all night long, and whenever they found him, good things have happened. In transition, we go right back the other way. Cordonier with the pass to Schulze, and Schulze's going to go to the Al's Woody's Diner free throw line.
Only 2 free throws on the night so far. Come from Russia, 2 for 2 on the night.
And that's interesting right now. We haven't had many fouls called tonight, but that's number 4 on Colton Plyman. They don't want him to be off the floor, and you can't take him off the floor right now, but What do I know? Because Coach Groves feels otherwise, as Tucker Hulskamp's going to come in the game. Schulze doesn't convert on that first one. He's got 13 made free throws on the year. Looking to push it to 11, and that one's off as well. So Russia comes up empty. Botkins down 10. They need a good look, and Steinke gets a good look, and he splashes it. Nothing but net. Cuts the lead to 7.
And they get a turnover here.
Dosick going to the window. Cuts it to 5. Botkins right back in this halfway through the fourth quarter. 5-point advantage for Russia.
Well, we talked about Botkins having to do something different. Just that full court pressure there off of that make. Gets the turnover there. And Dosick knows what to do. Attack the rim. Cuts in this lead. Can they get a stop here?
Schulze with the ball on the right side. Looks to get to the block. Kicks it back out. Cordonier again. Seniors all over the place for Russia. They're not going to be rattled. 2 state tournaments in their back pocket the last 2 years. Borchers kicks it out to Cordonier. Botkins only 1 loss on their home floor. Grosjean penetrates. York dives to the basket. Give York the bucket. Grosjean the assist, pushes the lead back to 7.
We just talked about this senior team. No rush on that offensive possession. Takes their time. Even though Botkins doubling, putting a lot more pressure on him, they find York cutting to that basket. He does a great job.
Top looking to get inside, kicks it out to Dosick. They fly at him. May have gotten a hand on it. Steinke gets it. Dosick with another 3-ball look. Doesn't go. Grosjean with the board, smallest guy on the floor. Big defensive rebound for Russia.
Yeah, and what 2 good looks there by Dosick.
Borchers tries to get it to York. And we're going to have a jump ball. York's shot doesn't go. The ball's flying around down there, being tossed. Bodies flying around, being tossed around. It's like a salad at Olive Garden, Josiah. Off the held ball, Russia's going to maintain possession. That's Borchers. He's going to trigger it in. Goes to Cordonier. Oh! Cordonier with the lob pass to Dominic Francis, and he goes upstairs with 2 hands.
Well, you can tell they've done that before. What a pass off the lob, a lob off of a lob, and a dunk.
Dosick looks to get to the window, overcooks it. Steinke with the rebound, and he gets fouled on the shot. He's going to go to the Al's Woody's Diner free throw line. Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak is Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. 419-738-9111. Yeah, usually on that under-out-of-bounds set for Russia, it's the lob from the inbounder and you take the shot. That was a lob to a lob, and then a 2-handed jelly flush. Nicely done. James Steinke shooting the second of 2. Doesn't get that one. And there's a deflection. Coach Cordonier is going to take the timeout. That's a full timeout. 43-34. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. And our 3-point sponsor tonight has been Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakoneta4.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. And we want to thank our timeout sponsor, Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. 9-point deficit for Botkins. They left a couple there at the free throw line. You got to make them down the stretch when you're behind and trying to cut into a deficit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Botkins back in that full court pressure. A long ball down there. as they're able to find it, but a turnover.
Yeah, Borchers left his feet. One of the few poor decisions he's made tonight. Really hasn't made any poor decisions till right there. Got off his feet, couldn't do anything with it. It's a turnover, and Dosick makes him pay at the other end. Russia with the basketball again. They don't need to be in a hurry, but again, Botkins is going to try and force them defensively. There's a shot, and that is a really big-time shot by Dominic Francis down low to finish right there to push this lead back to 9.
Yeah, Dominic Francis had kind of a quiet game, but here in that fourth quarter, that big dunk and then that finish here, another answer by Russia. Every time you think Botkins has a little bit of momentum, Russia answers, and that's what a good team does.
And Botkins and Coach Groves, they're going to take a timeout. You're right, Dominic Francis, he made himself known here tonight with that two-handed dunk, and then that shot right there, the reverse layup, that's one as a coach you're sort of like, no, you really don't need to shoot that, we're ahead, and you don't really have position, and then it goes in, you're like, good job.
Yep, absolutely. Just composure, and we've talked about it tonight, this senior class, just composure with the ball in their hands. Probably a few more turnovers tonight than what they're accustomed to, but when they've had to answer, when, a couple big buckets by this Trojan team, they think, okay, they can't turn the ball over, and what they do, a big basket happens.
Yeah, much different fourth quarter than the first time when they played back on December 10th. A 3-point lead for Russia going into the fourth, and then they blew the game open. Botkins here on their home floor, they continue to fight and scrap. It's just, do they have enough and enough time down 9 with a minute and a half? Big possession right here.
Yeah, well, they got to find some offense and find it quick.
And that's a loose ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. Noah Top had a look from the right wing, a good shot for him, but he undercooked it. Botkins tried to fight for the offensive board, but they deflected it out of bounds. It's going to be Russia basketball. So you're going to see full court pressure here by Botkins. Not going to be on the basketball right here, so they can deny everything. Look for them to switch all screens as well. Grosjean with the basketball, gets it across the timeline. And here comes York, and he gets Schulze down on the block, but again, running the clock is more important than scoring right now. You'll take the 90% shot. That's what you're looking for. The next foul does put Russia at the free throw line, but this is a clinic right now, the way they are moving the basketball. And there's the uncontested look. Doesn't go for York. Or excuse me, Schulze, and Botkins comes out of there with it.
Well, they got to find some offense. They got to find it quick, and there's some foul, but that will only be the second foul here in the fourth quarter for this Russia Raiders team, so no harm really there.
No harm, because they have 2 to give yet before Botkins would go to the Owls Woody's Diner free throw line. 35 seconds, down 9. Botkins has 2 timeouts left. Russia has 1. Dosick dribbles it out of bounds, but I don't know if he was completely out of bounds, but it doesn't matter. Russia was able to deflect the ball away. They were going to have the ball either way.
Yep.
No quit in this Botkins team either. Down 9 with 32 seconds. You can say it's all but academic right now, but they continue to battle. Just what you would expect. And Borchers taking care of it. Botkins electing not to foul as of yet on this possession. Cordonier, they find Grosjean down low. He drop steps to the basket, and Grosjean picks up his first bucket of the game. 11-point advantage. Dosick getting to the window, gets deflected again, gets it back. In with the trees, can't get anything. It's going to go out of bounds, and Rucci's going to come out of here with a hard-fought victory.
Yeah, absolutely, and that just shows you they don't quit either. Not allowing Botkins to get that basket, and they'll be able to just hold for the last 3 seconds here.
So the Russia Raiders come away with a 47-36 victory here at Botkins. They improved to 20-0 on the season. Botkins will drop to 14-5. Conference action, Russia improves to 11-0. Botkins will drop to 7-4. And we will be back right after this message to wrap things up here at the Botkins Athletic Center. Welcome back to the Coliseum, the home of the Botkins Trojans, where tonight we have a split in our ball games. Botkins comes away with a victory in the JV game, 43-27, and our final in the varsity contest, Russia 47, Botkins 36. Your quarter splits tonight. It was a game where Russia won every quarter, 10-7 after one, 22-16, where they outscored Botkins 12-9 in the second quarter. The third quarter was 35-25, a 13-9 quarter in favor of Russia. And then your final score, 47-36, 12-11. Russia comes away with the fourth quarter as well. Russia again with the victory. Coach Spencer Cordonier's team improves to 20-0. Coach Grove's team falls to 14-5. What do the final numbers say, Josiah?
Yeah, for the victors for Russia, 22 for 42, shot 52% from the floor on the night. Kind of a slow start for them, but they heated up in that second half. And for Botkins, they were 16 for 42, 38% from the field, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, had 13 turnovers on the night. But if we look at just overall, Russia, few more turnovers on the night, but it's just that consistency. They continued to battle. They answered every run that Botkins had tonight, and they continued to battle, and that's why we got the victory tonight.
Yes, and again, this is a game that didn't have any implication with the league, as Russia has already won it, but it is a game where you're still trying to find momentum, make sure your team's prepared for tournament action. As you look at the Division 7 Southwest District, right now, Russia is the number 1 seed. Botkins is the number 3 seed. So they could be on opposite sides of the bracket and face each other either in the district semis or district finals.
Yeah, well, and both coaches are saying we're still trying to get better.
Exactly.
We're still trying to improve. Tournament's a couple weeks away, and it's crazy that we're there already, but they're trying to tweak those little things to make them better every single day. And, for Botkins, it's a loss tonight, and it's a hard one, but there's still things that you can go, okay, we did better this, but now we got to keep working to be better.
Yeah, and we did things better than the last time we played them, a 19-point deficit, and this one just being 11. So, again, this Russia team, they're not undefeated for just by happenstance. It's a veteran team, as you said, basically some old men, so many seniors, 11 seniors on this roster. And, again, congratulations to Coach Cordonier and his team. That's going to wrap things up here at Botkins. We want to thank Kent Ralston and Brad Hughes, who did stats for us tonight. And we want to thank Jacob O'Neill, Hot Dog O'Neill. He did have a hot dog before the game tonight, and he gave it a 7 out of 10. Josiah, that's not bad,
that's a good hot dog.
It's hard. 10 out of 10s are very rare for Jacob, so he gives a 7 out of 10 for the Botkins concession stand here tonight. And for Josiah Stober, I'm Dave Bowen. It's always a privilege for us to bring high school basketball to you. And until next time, may all of your jumpers hit nothing but the bottom of the net. So long, everybody.